Good morning. So, my fellow mommies and friends, family, whoever's seeing this or watching and checking it out, I actually came on today because as I'm washing clothes with this little gadget here, something came to mind. As you can see, things hung. And I'm going to show you a little bit my place. So, this has a story, this place, you know. This is how I hang my clothes when I'm washing, you know, to not get behind. But this place has a story. We are here because actually my children slept on the couch last night. They go from their room to the couch a lot, so. But before we got this place, this is actually a prayer answered because we were living in a townhome apartment, and it was great. It was a 2-bedroom townhome. We loved that place. We were so comfortable there. It had a laundry room, it had a washer and a dryer, and you know, it was just comfortable. It had a nice, you know, play area in the back that I can just sit on the porch in the back or patio, whatever you call those things, and watch the kids play in the yard and stuff like that. So it was really nice. But guess what? Something happened, and financially things went out the door. God had called me to be still and know that He is God. So I was like, all right, Lord, what do you mean by this? But anyway, again, remember the word, we were comfortable. Okay, remember that. We get here after a long journey. We actually had to let go of that apartment, and we had to move into my parents, which thank the Lord for parents and their help and their love. We lived with them for 8 months, and there was a lot that we had to learn there, even with them, in reference to bills and how to manage the electric in the house, or how to even manage cleaning a house. Mind you, before that, we were married already for a few years. When we married, we had our own place in Philly. From Philly, we lived there for a year, and then we came back out to Jersey. That's when we had Egan, our firstborn. Then after that, we moved to the Greens. And that's when we got really comfortable. At the Greens, we had Tuti, our middle baby girl. And then we had to let that go because things started happening. Things got a little, you know, financially hard with the job that my husband had and stuff. I was already a stay-at-home mom at the time, so I didn't have a job. And the Lord tells me, before everything happens, be still and know that He's God. So I'm like, oh, all right, Lord, what does this mean? All right, well, we ended up turning in the apartment because we could not afford it. I ended up trying to apply for food stamps, you know, all the state help or whatever, to see what kind of help we can get before we turned in the apartment. And, well, food stamps went through, but, you know, everything else takes longer, or it just didn't go through. We weren't approved yet. So we go to my parents' house. It was hard because to go from getting married, having a place, to having to go back to my parents' house. Weird, awkward. I appreciate it, don't get me wrong. It was great to have parents that were willing to help. Norby's mom is an awesome person as well. She's always there for us. But as a person, as an adult, it was rough. So we come and the kids start praying. They're always saying, you know, we love being at mama's, but we would like our own room. So it was like, well, just pray to God, see where God takes us. And 8 months later, we get this place. This place wasn't, at first, it didn't look like we were going to get approved. Mind you, we had applied to other places. We were not approved because still finances were a little too low. I was a stay-at-home mom. Some places actually didn't take me because I was a stay-at-home mom. They needed both adults working, which that was the first time I heard of that with one apartment. And we ended up here. So God opened the doors here, and we ended up here. And This doesn't have a washer and dryer in the apartment, so that was rough for me. For us, we would carry loads, which I will show you, of bags like these, which this is actually clean clothes I just have to put away. But as you can see, these big bags of clothing, yeah, those. Three or four, carry them to the laundry room here or to the laundromat and get that washed, and then come back to put it away or whatever. So that takes a toll on our bodies and stuff. So during that time of being in my parents' house, of course, there was a lot of other stuff happening. That's when I actually had a miscarriage. During that time, before coming here to this apartment, once we came here, after a couple years, we struggled with the electric bill, because everything in this apartment is electric, by the way. Everything. There's nothing that's gas, so stove, hot water, of course light, everything is electric. So that being said, it's really high in here. If I can't figure out a way to just, minimize, like right now we can turn off these lights, but because of the video I'll leave it on. Stuff like that. So it got rough to the point where our bill got really high. It was hard to pay, and I had to apply for I always forget the name of that, but anyway, the help for the electric bill through the state as well. The interesting thing about that was that we had to literally live here for an entire week without light, without any electricity. So cold baths. Now for the kids, we will figure out places where friends and family would help, and we would, take them a bath over there. And we bought this little stove thing that usually you use for cooking, camping or whatever, and with these bottles of, I have no idea what they are, but anyway, so we bought that, and I cooked a few times with that, and for that week, and it was interesting. It was hard to go through those times. It was rough. It was rough for me as a mom, as a woman. It was just very emotionally overwhelming. So, but even in that, there was lessons to be learned, and we figured out ways to just make it fun. We had family time. We played games with flashlights and just things to make it creative to endure that week until the help came through and we were able to get our light back and all that. As you can see, we're good. But those are things in life that has to happen. And it's for growth, it's for to see things in a different light. My husband, as soon as we moved here as well, he had a car accident where it totaled our car, and that was during the time I was pregnant for Mimi, so that was a couple years now because she's 2, and I was a high-risk pregnancy for her, so she wasn't promised either, because of the cholestasis of pregnancy. There could have been a risk that I could have delivered her as a stillborn. So you see Tuti, say hi. So yeah, all that being said, life brings a lot of tough times, but sometimes we're like, oh, the devil, the enemy, oh, he's always attacking. Yeah, at times, okay, it could be that, but I believe that it has to do with discipline and learning lessons in life. Making our family, my husband, my children, for us to grow closer together, and even in his word and in prayer, and even as a family in love, and so I had read a few days ago, Hebrews has been a really good book for me this year. It just reminded me of all these things that we've been through and all the lessons and all the stuff. And in Hebrews chapter 12, verse 6 through 11, it says, "For those whom the Lord loves, he disciplines, and he scourges every son whom he receives. It is for discipline that you endure. God deals with you as with sons. For what son is there whom his father does not discipline? But if you are without discipline, of which all have become partakers, then you are illegitimate children and not sons. Furthermore, we had earthly fathers to discipline us, and we respected them. Shall we not much rather be subject to the Father of spirits and live? For they disciplined us for a short time as seemed best to them, but he disciplines us for our good, so that we may share his holiness. All discipline for the moment seems not to be joyful, but sorrowful. Yet to those who have been trained by it, afterwards it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness." So I love that passage, because I believe that everything we've been through, even though I was an emotional wreck, even though I felt like I couldn't no more, like I was gonna drown and I was gonna be done, that my life was not gonna go anywhere, that nothing was gonna change. I mean, you can go on and on and on and on of all the kinds of crazy things that went into my head. But God, he is amazing, and he is our Father, our true Father. He is the one that disciplines us. He is the one that blesses us. He is the one that allows us. Say hi, Mimi. He is the one that allows us to go through things with great purpose. We are here. It's gonna be, I think, she's 2. I was here when I was pregnant for her. So it's going to be 4 years this upcoming year that we're here. And I believe that, things will change and we will have a bigger place, or somewhere else that he will take us. And hey, stay tuned. You will see a video in reference to that, But just know that, the word, it's something amazing. Like, it literally speaks life. It's a book that encourages you. It's a book that teaches you, that gives you peace in understanding why things happen in life, why we have to go through things. And this little machine I've had maybe a couple years now, and it has been a blessing to my life, because at times I get behind, and I have to go, like the other day, that's why there's clean clothes in those bags. I had to go to my mother-in-law's house just to catch up a little. But it's rare now, and I think I've been taught to even be on top of things at home, to be a better mom, to be a better wife, to be a better, to do better in caring for my home and cleaning and organizing and everything, based on even everything we had to give in or turn in, or even everything we had to go through, just all the rough times. It actually helped me grow. So if you're going through a hard time, it's okay. It will change. It will get better. Try to learn from it. Try to learn from everything that you're going through in life and make it good. Make it good. Even though you're crying, even though you're upset, even though you're angry, even though you may be even mad at God, know that he is our Father. And a lot of times we are being disciplined for righteousness, for the fruit of righteousness. And it's a beautiful thing to feel that joy and just that peace in knowing that he has everything under control. Mind you, I did not work during that whole time. And only because my calling, I work in ministry, and my calling is full-time ministry. My calling is to encourage women. My calling is to speak life into people. My calling is to give of my time, my personal time, to others, to bring people to know who Christ really is through my testimony, through just my life, and I'm grateful for that. I love that. I asked for that because as a young child, my prayer was always to be a full-time ministry person. I love giving of my time and love to people, and I'm grateful for it. So even though it may get hard, even though it may get crazy, even though it may be times when I get a little doubty and I shouldn't, but even though that happens, I'm grateful for the Father that I have that's always there to pick me back up and say, no, let me tell you something. And the word is always there to speak and encourage me. So love you all. I hope this encourages you, and that you may endure whatever comes your way. Love you all.